Imagine this. You're standing outside, a normal day. Then suddenly, a flash, brighter than the sun. And before your brain even understands what just happened, everything is already over. No pain, no warning, no time to react. Because in many cases, people at the center of a nuclear explosion never feel anything at all. And the reason why is far stranger than you might think. When a nuclear bomb detonates, the first thing it produces isn't the blast, it's a light, an enormous burst of energy released in a fraction of a second. For a brief moment, the fireball becomes millions of degrees hot, hotter than the surface of the sun. This flash travels at the speed of light, which means if you are close enough to the explosion, the light reaches you almost instantly, before the sound, before the blast, before your brain even realizes something happened. The human brain takes time to process pain. When your body experiences something harmful, nerve signals travel through your spinal cord to the brain. That signal usually takes tens to hundreds of milliseconds to register, but a nuclear explosion happens much faster than that. The heat and radiation can destroy cells in microseconds. In some zones of the explosion, the temperature is so extreme that the body can be instantly vaporized, not burned, not injured, simply converted into gas and ash almost instantly, which means there is no time for the nervous system to react. No signal, no pain, just instant destruction. At the center of a nuclear explosion is something called the fireball, a rapidly expanding sphere of superheated plasma. Anyone inside this region experiences temperatures so high that the human body cannot physically exist. Clothing ignites instantly, metal melts, concrete can crack and vaporize. For people extremely close to the detonation point, the process happens so quickly that consciousness likely never registers it. From a neurological perspective, awareness would end before pain could even be processed. But not everyone is at the center. For people farther away, the next thing that arrives is the blast wave, a massive wall of compressed air moving faster than the speed of sound. This shockwave can flatten buildings, flip cars, and shatter windows kilometers away. The pressure change alone can rupture organs and cause catastrophic injuries. Yet even here, the experience would likely be extremely brief. The blast wave can reach you in just seconds, and when it does, the force is so overwhelming that survival becomes nearly impossible in the closest zones. But nuclear explosions have another invisible danger. Radiation, gamma rays, and neutrons spread outward immediately after the detonation. These forms of radiation carry enormous amounts of energy. They pass through the human body and begin damaging DNA and cells almost instantly. But radiation itself is not something you feel. It has no smell, no taste, no sensation. Someone exposed to lethal radiation might feel completely normal at first, even though severe biological damage is already beginning inside their body. One of the most haunting reminders of nuclear explosions comes from Hiroshima. When the bomb detonated in 1945, the flash of heat was so intense that it bleached surfaces instantly. In some places, people sitting or standing nearby briefly blocked that flash. Their bodies shielded the surface behind them, leaving behind dark silhouettes on walls and stone steps. These are sometimes called nuclear shadows, a chilling reminder of how sudden and powerful the blast truly was. Pain is something the body processes after damage occurs, but nuclear explosions can cause destruction faster than the brain can interpret signals. In many cases, the timeline simply looks like this: flash, extreme heat, cell destruction, loss of consciousness, all happening within fractions of a second, which means for many people closest to the explosion, there is likely no conscious experience of pain at all. However, people farther away may experience something very different: burns from thermal radiation, flying debris from shattered buildings, and later, the effects of radiation sickness. These injuries can take hours or days to fully develop. Nausea, fatigue, damage to internal organs. So while the center of a nuclear explosion may be instant, the outer zones tell a much longer story. Modern nuclear weapons are far more powerful than those used in World War II. Some are hundreds of times stronger. Entire cities could be affected within seconds, which is why nuclear weapons remain among the most destructive technologies humanity has ever created. Not because of how painful they are, but because of how sudden and overwhelming the destruction can be. If a nuclear explosion occurred close enough, your brain might never even understand what happened. No fear, no pain, no final moment of realization. Just a flash of light brighter than the sun, and then silence.